Hey, welcome back to Marriage Beyond the Veil.
Hello, hello, hello. Um, guess what I want to talk about today is for married couples. Do you know where you're headed, where you're going? That's, I guess
That's
you said
really ambiguous.
it is, isn't it?
Hmm.
Well, let me see if I can bring that into a focus. Um, as young couples, when you start out, is there some kind of vision for your life or your marriage? Is there a destination that you want to achieve? Um,
Destination to be stay married.
that's a good one to have. But where do you want to be at the end of the journey? And this is something that I think comes into play. Maybe not so much for a lot of people at the beginning, but maybe as you're on the journey. Um, and I would imagine that the more seasoned couples get, the more this becomes something that is valuable to understand. Would you agree?
Yeah. So what's your vision? What's your vision? Where is your vision at now?
Well, and of course, it's going to be different for every couple. And so, what I would just like to encourage you to do, regardless of whether you're just starting out, whether you're well into your marriage, or maybe you feel like you're at the tail end, still have a map.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding map is really important. And for me, the map is three things:
Okay.
maturity,
Mm-hmm.
agreement,
Mm-hmm.
and purpose.
Maturity, agreement, and purpose.
Yeah. One of the things that Gail and I have shared in the past in some of these vlogs, how love requires you to grow up.
It does. Mm-hmm.
It really does. Because one of the things I've learned over the many years of being married, as well as having opportunities where I've done premarital counseling and marital counseling, is God revealed to me that the greatest challenges for many people in loving relationships, they're either too immature or
Mm-hmm.
too selfish to be in a love relationship.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah. So love love relationships, marriage requires you to grow up. So there has to be maturity.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about mapping out your life together, maturity. And so that's something that is ever present as far as opportunities to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And it is through the struggles, it is through the challenges that afford you the opportunity to grow, but you have to be willing to mature. Unfortunately, some people grow up and some people just grow old.
Right.
But maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you talk about agreement, as you mature, you really get to a place, I believe, that you understand that it's not just about me.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't be just about what I want, what I like, where I am.
Right. Yeah, and the agreement has to be something that is mutual,
Mm-hmm.
and I think in a marriage that does sometimes play into a lot of breakups because they can't agree on where they want to go or the
Mm-hmm.
things that are important to each other.
Or how even to get there.
Right.
Maybe wanting to get to the same place, but not the
Exactly.
same way.
Yeah.
So that agreement, when you talk about mapping, the agreement is incredibly important. Now, this is the thing. There are going to be opportunities where you don't agree,
Yeah.
right? But you still have to be able to lovingly come together to agree.
Right.
So,
Which leads into the purpose.
ding, 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 ding. Purpose has to undergird everything, because if I have a different desire and Gail has a different desire, it's like, okay, so what is our purpose, right? And that would be the thing to unite us. That would be the thing to say, okay, I do have to be willing to compromise, and think less of just what would benefit me or what my desire is. How do we get to fulfill our purpose as a couple,
Mm-hmm.
with our family,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as we're continuing on this journey?
Yeah, and when you said purpose, because I guess really never thought of it in those terms when it came to marriage, but in that love relationship that you have, what is your purpose? I mean, do you think that your purpose is just to be a couple, or is there something greater that God would have you to do as a couple?
And If you don't know, let me tell you. Ding, 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 ding. Survey says number one answer. There's always something for the greater good, something that's greater than yourselves individually as well as collectively that God has in mind for you to be able to achieve, to be able to contribute to be able to advance not just your marriage, but the kingdom.
Yeah. I remember a couple that Fred and I know, and she told me that she felt really that God had given her the ability because she was able to pop these babies out really quickly. And she said she felt like God, one of her gifts was to have babies and
Be fruitful and multiply.
to be fruitful and multiply and make well-rounded children. And she does have well-rounded children. And I mean, so she felt like motherhood was her purpose.
Large part of her purpose.
Yes, and her and her husband were to do this. And so, yeah.
So look at your map. Look at the level of maturity. Look at your level of agreement. And look at how you're living according to your purpose. Until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.
Bye.